Hey, it's Declan Ryan from who'sdeclanryan.com, and I hope you've been enjoying these videos as I've been sharing you the chapters, my various different takes on the chapters of Psycho-Cybernetics. And if this is your first video and you've got any interest at all in Maxwell Maltz's amazing work, then I strongly recommend you go to watch it from the beginning. There's a link in the description down below to the first chapter. I've certainly been getting a huge amount, as I mentioned in the video beginning with. This is the third time that I'm going through the book, but each time I've got something different out of it. Each time there's something that you miss out, because there's so much information in this book. The lessons there are just incredible. So I probably will go through this a fourth time and the fifth time, and I might get different things out of it then, which is why I'm calling these videos my personal take on, rather than a review of, because everybody will take something different from it. Even myself, I'm taking different things on different occasions. So these are two of the most key, in my opinion, chapters in the book. And one of them is the one that I just covered in the last chapter, the success personality. And this one is how to avoid activating your automatic failure mechanism. Now, we've talked extensively about the automatic success mechanism, and that's fantastic. You can get that to work for you using the exercises that Dr. Maltz suggests. But if you neglect it, or if you're not vigilant, just as easily this massively powerful automatic success mechanism can become your automatic failure mechanism. And really helpfully, he actually goes into one of his other acronyms again, which just helps to remember the things to avoid to awakening your automatic failure mechanism. So with that being said, I haven't learnt them yet. I am practicing every day, but just as I haven't learnt the acronym of the success ones, I have learnt part of the ones for the automatic failure ones. And the first one is F for frustration. Frustration, hopelessness, other associated feelings. Then we have A, which is aggressiveness, and the I is insecurity, then the L is loneliness, and then the U is uncertainty, and resentment. That's the R is resentment, and E, I'm going to have to look away for the E is emptiness. So all of those things, if you catch yourself at any moment feeling any of those things, frustration, aggressiveness, insecurity, loneliness, uncertainty, or resentment, especially resentment. I felt that an awful lot for many, many years, and I didn't realise what it was. It was one of those symptoms that just didn't tell me, hi, I'm resentment, I'm actually stopping you from going places. And I would think, if I'd see somebody that was successful, I'd be thinking, I wonder how he got that. Or I'd be thinking, oh, you know, Jemmy so-and-so, he's got himself a nice Audi 5. And I wouldn't be feeling beneficial towards that person. I wouldn't be feeling nasty towards them, but myself, I'd be eating myself up just through jealousy and resentment. Now, I managed to gradually conquer the jealousy, but I think that the resentment was still there for quite a while. In the same way as if you've been trying your best at something, whether it's a sport or whether it's a skill that you're trying to learn, or maybe a language that you're trying to learn, or get your own business off the ground, you can be faced with frustration through things not going the way you want them to go. Now, as long as you recognize these things and pull back, you can actually stop awakening this giant, which is your automatic failure mechanism. Maltz starts the beginning of the chapter with comparing, with saying that the human body is equipped with all these kinds of warning signs. So if you've got a cold, you start feeling run down, you start feeling miserable, and it tells you you've got a cold, you're ill, slow down, stop doing things. If you've got a headache, it's another warning sign for something else. So there's various different warning signs that the body gives out that you're calling your attention to something. And in the same way, these symptoms of the automatic failure mechanism, if you recognize them, they can act like a pressure gauge. They can act like a dial on your car, which is telling you that the engine is too hot, or the oil that needs changing, or a whole variety of other things, like your brake is still on. These are all things that just tell you of something, and you can take action on. So in the same way, somebody wouldn't be driving a car and constantly be keeping his eye on the dashboard just in case something flicks up. And yet that's what a lot of us do when we're into ourselves, I was going to say, when we're actually just being too vigilant, too careful, and not wanting to make any mistakes. That's also wrong as well, and that comes to we're only like that through insecurities and other issues like that. That's another one of the symptoms to recognize that if you're feeling in that way, then you need to do something about it. You need to find out why you're feeling insecure, and as soon as you can, substitute that for a positive. Like out of the success ones we've got, sense of direction, understanding, courage, charity, esteem. So the best thing to counter that would be either self-esteem or self-confidence. So there's lots of positives that you can treat the symptoms of the failure with, and if you keep going in that direction, eventually these things will become second nature to you. You won't have to look at your little list. You won't have to. There's an audio program of Psycho-Cybernetics as well, which I had. Well, I still have the audio, but there's a couple of cards that come with it. It comes complete with 6 visual reminder cards, key cards, key point cards is what they call them, and they were small. You could carry them around with you. So I had to actually make up some some to replace those, I think, because on those cards were also the success and the failure symptoms, and they're great. Obviously I lapsed a little bit because I didn't keep it up, so I'm to blame there, but this time I'm really planning to be vigilant, so that I can get to the stage where I don't even have to think. I know what my symptoms are. I know I need to reverse from that. I'm feeling frustrated. Okay, back down, calm down, do some relaxation exercises. Just think, why am I frustrated? Or hopelessness. Well, I've been trying this for so long. Why isn't it succeeding? It's so not, you're on the right road. There's lots of things you can do to tell yourself, well, look, this is the road to success. This is the road to failure. If you continue going down that road, and continue attracting the friends of the failure symptoms, then you're going to get more and more failure. So there is one just last thing I wanted to mention on this chapter, because he goes into a great deal about recalibrating yourself and that sort of thing, which, I mean, I could spend half an hour just on this video, but I'm trying to keep it to within the 10 minutes. And one of the things is he mentions about emptiness. Emptiness is a lack of a goal. Emptiness is a sign that you're living without your creative potential. So if you're empty, or if you're even this can double up with loneliness, it means that you're not living as the Creator intended you to live. So you've got a purpose, you've got a talent. Everybody has talents and a purpose. Find your purpose. Live your creative life, whether that be whatever it is, pursuing an interest, taking an interest in other people. There's lots of different things you can be doing. So steer your way clear onto those. So I really hope you got something out of this one. This one and the last chapter are two of the most amazing chapters for me out of the whole book. I look forward to seeing you in the next one. If you got something out of this video, That'd be great. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, do so. Share this with anybody you think would benefit from this. I'll look forward to, what else was I going to say? Yeah, read the blog if you're not on it already. And I'll see you in the next one. Make it a great day. Bye-bye.